So today I wanted to take a couple minutes just to talk about the non-technical side of the game, because a lot of instruction that you will see online is all about technique and how we should be swinging the club, which is really important, and everybody needs to work on that stuff, but also the mental side of the game, and then the preparation and pre-shot routine side of the game is really just as important, but I feel like it kind of gets lost a lot of the time for a lot of people, because if you are not in the right frame of mind or going through a good routine before you hit shots, then the technical side really doesn't matter. So one thing of two that I'm going to talk about today for kind of your pre-shot routine that is really important, that you'll see a lot of professionals do, however a lot of amateur players don't do this, is movement before the shot. So you'll see a lot of amateur players, they will, when they go through the routine and they set up over the ball, they will get very static and nothing moves, and then they'll stay like that for quite a few seconds. And golf is hard because it's one of the only sports where we're not reacting to the ball moving. We get to set the time clock and when we go. Whereas in other sports we're always moving, keeping an eye on what's happening, and that makes us move and stay more fluid and reactive. So with golf, if you watch professionals, when they set up to a shot, and if I just go through my own habits here, I'm always kind of moving the feet, and I'm always lifting up the club a couple times just to get the feel for the weight of the club, and then you'll see professionals take a few looks at the target, and there's always movement to keep them loose and relaxed, and then once they have a final look, then they'll swing and go from there. Whereas if we simply just stand over the ball, so if I go again, one of the mistakes I see a lot of amateurs make is they'll set up over the ball, they might have one look, there's no movement at all, they get really tense, and then from there they just rip it back and swing. So something to pay attention to when you play or practice is, do you have a trigger or do you have any movements before you hit a shot? And if you don't, try and add that in. And the best players, they go through the same movements every single shot. So something you can look for next time you see a player on TV, watch them on different holes and look to see how many looks at the target they have before they swing, or whether they move their feet, or whether they do a waggle before they hit a shot. So try and add that into your routine and make it very consistent, and then that's where consistency comes from, because we're getting in the same movement every single time. The other thing, second side note that I see with players, is they get really fast going through the routine, and then this bleeds into how they actually swing the club. Now obviously we want to swing the club fast in a good way, but I'm talking more of like the tempo and rhythm of the swing matching up. So something you can do to kind of slow down if you feel like you're getting too fast, if you're under pressure or it's later in the round and your tempo is just getting way too quick, is do a slow motion walk up. So what I would do is stand behind the ball, and then when you're coming into the ball, feel as though you're walking in really, really slowly, and then set up behind the ball really, really slowly and just make deliberate movements. Now to me that felt like slow motion, but I'm sure if I watch that back on camera, it's not as bad as I think it is. And this is a really good drill that you can do just to slow down your tempo, whether it's on the driving range or in an actual round if you feel like you're getting too quick. So try that, and that will slow down everything, and then it will gradually take place in your swing as well, where you're a little more smooth and you're not rushing through things and getting things out of sync. So that's two kind of things to take away on pre-shot routine and mental game, and how we can become more consistent before we even swing the club.